I grew up listening to a lot of music, like old school music. Like I think I'm one of the last members of the Isley Brothers, if you ask me. But like listening to like the Isley Brothers, shit, Bobby Brown, Babyface, Temptations, you
Yeah.
know, who my man from Memphis. God damn, the preacher. It's on. I'm tired, bro. I'm having a brain fart. What's his name? Al Green. But
Al
like
Green. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Al Green. Yeah.
Like that shit just got a feel and it got a character to it. And when I be creating, I be trying to emulate that shit. And that shit ain't MIDI. That shit like real musicians all in a room together. You know what I'm saying? They really, they had practices and shit, but them like takes all the way
Yeah.
fucking through. You know what I'm saying? And if you fucking playing for James Brown, you play the wrong shit, you probably gonna get slapped and not paid. So like all that
Yeah.
shit, it made them good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that music just had its own character and its own sound. And like nowadays with like the MIDI and shit, like that be the thing that be missing with the music because it don't have no feel. It sounds so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, too, back in the day, if you think about it, like the reason everything sounded good, one, a lot of shit was recorded in mono, and
Mm-hmm.
two, everything has all the mics just bled. There's always bleed in the microphones from because
Mm-hmm.
everyone's just put in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because nowadays everybody wants to sound like old. Oh, how do I make this sound like an actual old record? Like I gotta get some like old vintage plugin. And it's like really they didn't do much. They just put microphones in a room. They had dope
Mm-hmm.
musicians, and they didn't have any like plugins. So it was either you pan left, right, and you level it. That was it. Like
Mm-hmm.
you capture the room. That's all it was, and it naturally sounded like that. The microphones weren't like the best, So I always tell people if you buy like cheap gear and
Mm-hmm.
record with that,
Mm-hmm.
it'll naturally just sound old. Like I record stuff straight to my reel to reel machine, and just what it spits back at me, it already sounds old. I don't need RC20 and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm getting everything from the actual gear. So it's like if you want to sound like Motown, well, what kind of microphones did they use in Motown? What kind of, whatever they use, if you can afford or emulate it live, that's the best way to get it. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
without doing the plug-in stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
And then like simple, like you say, like just knowing miking techniques, like making like XY patterns, and like if you got an organ, like actually not being direct, but like taking the microphone and miking the organ, like all those different
yeah,
things, like you say, like with the room and just fucking around and playing and seeing,
yeah.
what I'm saying, and seeing what happens.
Because
Or what happens.
when you play with actual instruments,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to worry. Like laptops are cool, but I always tell my boys, like, all right, you're in the studio with I don't know whoever, like you're in the studio with Jay Z, all right, and your laptop dies, and all you got in the room is instruments and a piano. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't be like, session's over. Like, you.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people you don't have to be the best guitar player. You don't gotta be the best piano player, but everyone should at least know some chords, something, because
Can you say that? Can you say that one more time? Because I sound like the old man in the room when I say it. So can you say that one more time?
yeah, you don't have to be the best in the room. You just gotta know your way around the keys a little bit. I mean, that's also the difference. A lot of people don't realize there's a difference between being a producer and a beat maker.